promise to help each other, celebrate the joys of life, and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. You know what it is? Hey, Ham, it's time, baby. Low, it's time how we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said go.
Oh my goodness, what's cracking? Hello, K Mega.
What's happening? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. What's cracking, everybody in the chat and everybody showing up with us now and after we're done being live. Thank you guys for joining us on the Crossover Podcast with me and K Mega 405. And this week we are on the TSWS Gaming YouTube channel. Shout out to Mr. Bounty in the chat. He says Wagwan. Mr. Joanna Darks up in here. Ray Chi. I believe some other people are going to be sliding in here shortly. But anyways, K Mega. Yo, I just realized I'm blocked by Matt Piscatella.
That's nuts. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's nuts. I mean, I still don't know why I'm blocked by Jason Schreier, but it is what it is.
You're blocked by Jason Schreier?
Schreier, yeah. He blocked me about like 3-4 years ago. Like it was.
I don't think I'm blocked by Jason Schreier.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm blocked by quite a few PlayStation people, but yet they still talk shit about me. But I mean, like you said earlier, there's ways to go see what these people are saying. Schreier. Yeah, I am. He blocked me, like I said, 3-4 years ago. I mean, you know, I don't come out and I mean, I'll say what I have to say, but I don't ever, you know, demean anybody, call them out their name like that. But it is what it is. I'm not.
I didn't demean anybody either. All I just said was because bro was laying in pretty thick on Xbox over some silly stuff that I just didn't agree with. So I
agree. Yeah.
Pretty much said I didn't agree with it and just thought that it was kind of fanboyish for him to say certain things. And I guess that I guess that got me blocked. That's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
That I could have said that even kind of remotely has to do with any of this, because as of recently, which we'll kind of get into that topic. Actually, let me pause real quick because we haven't even done the introductions yet. Okay, Mega Brother, good to see you here. You're looking filthy, looking disgusting, just like I left you. King of the B button, because you like to back out.
Oh.
I'm just messing with you, brother. How you doing?
Continue.
How you doing? What games have you been playing? What's been cracking with you, brother?
Man, Tales of Arise, and I've been playing some Killer Instinct. You know, apologies for not having the crossover Monday. Sick as a dog, couldn't do it. Plus, I had a doctor's appointment, and you know, the sinus infection is no joke. I turned into a big ass baby when my sinuses is tripping. Because I normally don't get sick. But here I've gotten 2 sinus infections in the last like month and a half, 2 months. Like, bro, this isn't cool. Like, I mean, if this is what I got to look forward to when I get old, man, I got to get into a hyperbolic chamber or something and find the fountain of youth. But
you got allergies at all?
No, I think it was just because. Okay, so when my mom passed at the funeral, somebody had COVID. and my wife caught it. And I never got it, so I was good. But my wife caught it, and so I think that was the symptoms of what I got was the sinus infection, and so it kind of passed around the house. And so when she was cool, and then I got it, and then left, it passed on to my mother-in-law, and then it came back, and I got it again. So that's what it was. But so no, I'm good now. But anyway. I've been playing Tales of Arise. I've been right here at the end, and then I thought I was going to get it done yesterday, but my daughter, she wanted to hang out. Like I said, I was saying on Friday on GRG, I'm tired of these funerals. My daughter's grandfather passed, and so I went to that funeral on Friday, and so she's still reeling, not only from her grandma passing, but then also from now her grandfather passing. And so she just wanted to hang out. So I didn't get a chance to finish that. So she stayed kind of late. So I didn't do fight night. So she wanted to, I wasn't in the mood to play like those Jack in the Box games or Worms. So we played Monopoly Empire. I'm going to tell you this right now, because I never played other than the original Monopoly, the regular like board game. But Empire is really fun, really quick. It has got such really cool twists to it. I recommend anybody, if you like playing board games with family or anything like that, that is the game to play. That game is dope. There's so many twists and turns with it. Me, my wife, and my daughter was playing it, and we played about like 6 games because it's not like real long. It's pretty quick. And so, yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. So I spent time with her. So I didn't even get a chance to do fight night. So I started to do Tales of Arise again, try to get to that point, get all my characters built up because I'm right at the end. And I'm pretty upset about this because there is no damn fast travel points to where I could go. And I'm over here getting cooked right now. And I'm right there at the gate to go in and fight the Great Spirit. I'm pretty pissed off about that. So now I got to go find a safe. I got to go somewhere, collect all my shit, get my CP up, and then run back all the way back down to the area where I'm at right now. Boy, it is a hot ass mess right now. I'm fighting for my damn life. But man, I love Tales of Arise. Really good game. Recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Killer Instinct, because they had they did another update. Not update, but they did the other XP for people to upgrade their characters to get the new colors, because their new rank is up to 65 now. So I've been playing with the Arbiter. Man, golly, the way that they have enhanced this stuff for this old game to feel this good and polished and look as good as it does, man, kudos to them. I can't wait for when they drop the second game, man. I can't wait for when they drop that trailer.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Sounds like you've been busy and disgusting and sick.
I'm good and healthy, boy. Get in that gym, boy. Get into that damn steam room or that sauna, boy. Sweat it out. Get it good, man. Woo, Lord have mercy.
Joanna Dark said that sounds like that horror movie, It Follows.
Man, boy, it did. But it wasn't as bad as the sinus infection wasn't as bad as the first time. The first time, I swear, I thought I was cooked. I thought I had COVID because I was like, bro, I'm no energy, no nothing. This time though, I fought it, and I didn't have COVID at all, man. Thank goodness for my 4 boosters. I mean, my 2 shots and my 3 boosters. We good, and I still ain't grown no tail, and no shit is no metal is sticking to me. All these crazy, man, get it, man, fix yourself, people. Stop being scared of vaccines.
He said growing a tail.
Yeah, anyway, people really thought you grow a tail and shit, and that it was some kind of crazy it was something conspiracy theorists where they were saying because if you got the COVID shot, that the antennas, the cell phone antennas was going to link something. The government was going to do something to link you up and control your mind and make you do crazy shit, bro. I tell you, man, people out here wild, boy. They wild.
Yeah, it sounds a little over the top for me, but but as for me, what I've been playing as of lately, which this will actually run us into our first topic, before we get to the whole Matt Piscatella thing and all that stuff. But this will get us into our first topic. As for what I've been playing lately, a little bit of my classic games. So a little bit of Nights into Dreams on the Sega Saturn. A little bit of Metal Gear Solid, the original. Let's see, on my Xbox and PC, I've been playing quite a bit of Fallout. So I've been playing Fallout 76 on PC. I've been playing Fallout 4 on my Xbox. And on my Steam Deck, I was playing New Vegas. So I've been just kind of all over Fallout. And I mean, it's all because of the TV show.
I gotta get it. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it.
You still haven't seen the TV show at all?
No, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
What's wrong with you?
Bro, I've been busy. Not only I'm a gamer first. TV is secondary to me. It's almost third. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's news or sports.
Just like 2 episodes ago, you're like, man, I've been watching so much TV.
No, I said I was watching the X-Men. I'm an X-Men stan, so I'm going to watch X-Men. If anything X-Men comes up, I'm going to watch it. But yeah, no, but I still got to watch Halo 2, the season 2, and I got to watch Fallout.
And you got to watch Ark.
And I got to watch Rebel Moon too. So I got some catching up to do.
Because I mean, like I said, even if you're not into that kind of game, that show is hot.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it. Hot, which I need to finish the last 2 episodes of that season. But man, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, obviously, because that'd be disrespectful. And I don't know who all here has watched whatever for the new Fallout show, but I mean, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's the best video game TV show I've seen.
You're not the only one that's saying that.
And it's just like wild the amount of detail that they've gone into when it comes to sound, video, just the feeling of the actors, the level of the level of actors and actresses that they went out just to get to be on the show is pretty telling as well. Like they didn't do nothing cheap in that show. So I highly recommend it. Whether you're a Fallout fan or not, or a Bethesda stan or not, it's just a flat out good show with a good story, and it takes a lot of twists and turns. And I can tell you right now, me being now at the end of the season, I'm just like, yo, what the hell is gonna happen in season 2? Man, what in the hell is gonna happen in because that shit was wild. The way that ended was nuts, but
I can't wait.
Yeah, brother. I mean, I can't wait for you to watch it just so you can actually come back to this conversation and you can have the level and amount of excitement I have, because like it literally has me running around playing all these different Fallout games, and I had a very little bit amount of time in the Fallout 4. I believe it was only like 17 hours, and if you know Fallout, that ain't shit. Right. That's like, which is nuts because that's like almost the amount of time it takes to beat Spider-Man. Too, right? But I mean, it's no disrespect to Spider-Man 2. That's a single player.
But you keep throwing that shade. You keep throwing underneath the table shade.
I'm just trying to say, that's as long as some games are. And hey, it's double the amount of the time that Hellblade's going to be. If you think I'm just disrespecting Spider-Man, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, 17 hours ain't shit in Fallout. Right? No, but 17 hours is a good amount of time to be like, hey, I kind of get a good understanding of what this game is doing. Right? Like it takes about 10 hours, 12 hours to really get deep into Persona. Right? And that's just scratching the surface.
Yes.
So that's all I'm kind of trying to say there. No disrespect to Spider-Man or Hellblade or
every time. Well, you can't disrespect Hellblade because Hellblade's only $40.
It's 50.
I thought it was 40. It's 50. Still. 50.
But it's on Game Pass too.
That's right. There goes that boy throwing them sidearm shades at him, boy.
I'm just telling the truth. It's not shade if it's just honest. This just is what it is. If you take it as shade, I mean, that's if the shoe fits, I guess.
Oh my gosh. I mean, true. Speak your truth, brother. Speak your truth. I can't.
But yeah. So anybody that's out there that hasn't seen Fallout, like K Mega's crazy, pretending I'm too busy ass. Y'all go out there and get out there and check out that damn show. It's one of the best shows that you'll be able to see on Prime. And I believe they added more episodes earlier this year. I believe it was like February or something like that. Of the Invincible TV show.
Yeah, I gotta watch that season too. I haven't watched that either. So I got, like I said, I've been busy. I gotta catch up. I'll catch up on my shows.
Making excuses.
No. I mean, I bought a bunch of movies. Now, when I told you that a couple of weeks ago that I bought a bunch of movies, but I still got to go in and watch them. Some of them are classics that I've already watched. But I mean, I really do like those sales that's going on. So I've been buying a lot of movies. But
shout out to Nate Martin. He says Fallout is damn near perfection, like the TV show.
There's been not one person that said anything negative about Fallout, which is great. Because there's always somebody that says something negative, even like with Halo, the season 2, there's been so many people talk about how good that is, but then there's always somebody.
I've heard a couple of people say stuff about Fallout, and
really,
I couldn't even really take it serious because it was just like the show was just so good that I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't ever pay attention to other people when it comes to telling. I mean, you can speak your truth and tell me why you don't like it, but that still doesn't matter to me. That because
that's why I say it's my opinion.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is my opinion, but my opinion just so happens to line up with a lot of other people's opinion. So it just is what it is. There's been plenty of times where my opinion did not line up with the majority. That's fine.
Right. Yep. Same with me with some games and movies or shows.
But yeah, that one was just flat out hot to me. And Rotten Tomatoes, I think the last time I seen it was at like 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is extra high. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that game has got me getting back into that. I'm not sure if you've noticed, and shout out to anybody that's watching this right now. If you have Xbox, I believe there is a sale on the Gotti edition of Fallout 4, which they're going to be doing the Series S and X update on here soon. Mm-hmm. And it's going for, or it was at least. I think the sale is still going on for.
I got the Xbox on right now. I'll check.
Yeah. Check for me real quick. I think it's $10.
I went ahead and picked up Crime Bosses. I just because I don't know why, but it intrigues me. So let me see. Yep, it's still there. Yep, $10. For $10. It ends in 4 days.
There you go. Yeah, so you can pick up the Fallout Gotti edition, which is Fallout with like all of the, it's like with the season pass, pretty much. Right? It has everything that it ever had in it that wasn't forcibly supposed to be. I don't know. I think it pretty much has everything in it. So yeah, go pick that up while it's on sale, so you can get that update for free and have, because who knows, that price of that game might shoot back up, seeing that the show's hot.
Right. Well, I got all the DLCs. I just don't have these creation credits. So I mean, hopefully, I should get because I got the season pass with it, all access granted. So I should be able to have that as well. So I should be able to get that enhancement. So I'm hoping.
Nate says the first 10 minutes in, that CGI shot was just incredible. Planned on watching episode 1. Planned on watching 1 episode. Did 5. So we ended up watching 5 episodes.
Yeah,
instead of just watching 1. Yeah. I mean, that's how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
It is how that goes. My first night with that show, I planned on only watching 1 episode. It was like 3 a.m. Ended up watching 2 or 3 episodes and waking up like that. It was fucked up. But anyways, let's go on ahead
Nice.
and get into the topics of today, which the first one is what K Mega actually sent out to me just moments ago, and I'll go on ahead and throw that on the screen so you guys can kind of follow what's going on here. But K Mega, would you like to talk about it first?
Well, yeah. I just was so happy to just look and check out Twitter because I had a couple of notifications or whatever. So I was saying, but I seen this was posted by Matt where he was basically saying that what it looks like. He says, "What's it like to post sales info on Twitter these days?" So Chris Dring, how you say his name, has left Twitter due to harassment. One of the only people that post real sales info here. I'm guessing the second name is me. Although, what WTF did I do? And I lost 80 pounds. So come up with something new, please. And so the tweet is from somebody that's saying, "Good. Maybe we will get less Xbox damage control by high profile accounts." Zooj or Zeech. Now that dude, he blocked me. I did come after him because he gave us some misinformation. This was back during the Xbox One years, and he blocked me. And then he's saying he calling this dude out of his name next. So obviously there's a movement of people that wants to take out the other people about sales numbers, whatever. I don't know what the sales numbers issue was about. If obviously it must have been something positive or negative towards PlayStation. It was probably positive towards Xbox, negative towards PlayStation, or whatever. And for somebody to call these people like Xbox damage control, high profile accounts. But regardless, I think it's crazy. And I don't know if the Zooj guy, he left. Because I still see stuff from.
I'm pretty sure he's still around.
Yeah, I still think he's still stumbling around. He got me blocked, but I can still see some of the stuff that he posts. But yeah, no, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me why people are going after people for information, especially when on social media when gamers are trying to find out every little aspect of information when it comes to sales or what new games come out or all console sales, all that other stuff. Like if you are so invested and intertwined into getting the information that you don't like, that you feel that those people need to go away, then the problem is way deeper than your console war BS. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make any sense to me. These people are just doing their jobs, or they just want to give out this information. And so why does it matter? I mean, again, when us Xbox gamers hear about the Xbox may not be doing as well, no, that's discouraging. It's not something that is that you want to hear or you want to read. But at the end of the day, like, it's not going to make me not turn on my Xbox to play or to play Xbox games. It's just like, well, hopefully they'll get it taken care of. And besides that, if Xbox is not doing crazy things to make it seem like that they're desperate or like they're about to go out of business, then why the hell would I care at the end of the day anyway? You know, I mean, as a content creator, yeah, we talk about this stuff, but I know how to separate me from my gaming time from me coming out here and doing this stuff. But it just seems like some of these people are just intertwined and is completely just wound up to be a part of this little ecosystem that you're really just a small ant. You're not really the majority of the voice. You know, it's pretty wild to me. What's your thoughts?
All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because when I hear somebody leaves for like harassment purposes, I'm not saying like, hey, this person needs to show me the facts that they were like in all honesty, at the end of the day, you want to close your account, that's your business. You want to leave it open, that's your business or whatnot. But I'm gonna say, don't cry wolf when you come outside and make a mockery of yourself, or come outside and you make yourself look like a fanboy, or make yourself look like, hey, rah, this side's doing terrible. They're not making any sense. They're like doing stupid things, yada, yada, yada. I don't understand where what they're doing, so it doesn't make sense to me, and it seems stupid, and it's not going to save nothing. Like, you come out here and say that kind of stuff, there's going to be people that are not happy about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you come out and you disrespect what people enjoy. Like, imagine coming out, you're a big Buffalo Bills fan or whatnot, and you see the vision of your coach in your front office. Yet you have somebody that's just working at the paper saying this organization is in complete disarray. It doesn't know what it's doing. This quarterback shouldn't be here. He should be traded for this, that, and the third, and they should fire the coach because this coach's decisions hasn't really transformed the way we think about the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
How do you think Bills fans are gonna? How do you think Bills Mafia is gonna handle that?
Well, not very well. Not
No.
very well at all.
You see what I'm saying? So it's no different. So, like, you got like sure, it's the people's responsibility to be respectful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also your responsibility to guide them to be for you to be respected. So if you come out saying some wild shit, wild shit just doesn't just fly out of nowhere, right?
Right.
Usually, like I mean, there are freak accidents where wild shit does fly out of nowhere. let me correct what I said, but like for the most part, if you feel repeatedly attacked, maybe you might want to look at what you've done to deserve it. Or maybe you don't deserve it at all, and you could show proof, hey, I didn't do anything wrong here. I didn't say anything wrong here. Well, you know what? You saying your opinion, whether you're right or wrong about it, doesn't stop somebody else from saying their opinion when you say it on a public space.
True.
And you can go on your little tirade all you want and block people and all this other stuff. I was just telling K Mega, I don't know why this fool just blocked me. I can just go to my other account and look at what he says and what he does, and I can take a picture. I can do whatever. Blocking somebody from looking at your stuff doesn't do anything, people. That doesn't do nothing. All it does is possibly keep them slightly further away, but they're still close enough to reach. It don't take nothing but a couple minutes to make a new account and just go right back to the page. Right? I just hopped on my TSWS account and just went right back over just to see what he said. Pulled it up, no problem. But I'm just saying it like people, because I kind of agree with what Jason Portillo said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I noticed a couple people blocked me I never interacted with. And then he says, people are so sensitive. They love echo chambers. Absolutely.
That part is very true. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's why I got to play a little bit of devil's advocate, because I know that some people just be blocking people just because like they're either a little sensitive or they ain't got time for it, hey, if you ain't got time
that's
for
their
it,
business.
I'm not in control of your time. You use your time how you want to. But I'm not going to say that you're completely away from me just because you blocked me.
Right.
I can still see what's cracking. I can ask somebody to do the screen. Like you're never too far away. No one's ever too far. But anyways, let's see what some people had to say about this in the chat. Oh man, Sir X Man out here saying if you can't handle the heat, stay out the kitchen.
No, I mean, you're right. It is. A lot of people like to talk a lot of shit and then hide behind the block button, and then they'll still talk shit about you behind your back because and that happens to me all the time. Like I just so happen with some people will send me stuff, or if I just so happen to see it on my other GRG account, well, my GRG account. I only got 2 accounts on my K Mega 405 or K at K Mega 4 and then at GRG. But like when I go up there to maybe if I want to post something about, you know, one of our stuff or just you know, just anything, then I'll still happen to see it. And I'm like, what? You know, like what, this dude blocked me and this dude still talk. What's the purpose? But anyway, it is what it is. The only time that I've used my block is when somebody gets too overly personal with stuff, and it's usually not even
That's the only time I really
Yeah.
do it too. Is like if you're talking about like family or something
Yeah.
completely disassociated with
Yeah.
gaming, then
Yeah.
block.
Yeah.
But if I'm stating an opinion, or if you're stating an opinion that I don't like about gaming, then I personally don't see the reason to block you, because you might say something later that makes sense.
That makes sense, right? But no, mostly my thing, if I'm blocking somebody, it's over this racist bullshit that's rampant back on Twitter again. So, you know, and then I'm looking and then I'm like, oh, okay, you out of there. But this mostly the stuff that's not pertaining to gaming at all. It's just somebody just being a dick and just want to keep on trying to you know, ramp up the race tensions in this world, and especially in this country. So but when it comes to the gaming stuff, nah, man, like I said, the only time is when somebody gets personal, and that's not, and I'm not even talking about when they call me fat or something like that. I ain't give a fuck about that. Like, look, if you worried about if one thing that cracks me up, and when I'll even interact back, I'm like, man, it is pretty crazy that you more worried about other man's appearance than you are probably the woman that you may have or don't have in your life. Because, bro, it ain't stopping what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to make me stop podcasting or streaming or showing my face. Like, I don't care. It has nothing to do with it. I'm completely comfortable in my skin to show myself and not be afraid of it. So if you feel that you got a problem with it, well, so be it. But no, so those people, like, I don't even trip out about that. But it's just like you were saying, like the overly personal when they were coming after my kids, or when they were saying something about my mother, or when they was, you know, talking about my uncle that passed away and all that other shit. Like, what are you doing? This is video game chatter. This has got nothing to do with people's personal lives. I don't go that route. I never will, because God don't like ugly, Jack. No, you know what I'm saying? Karma's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't doing that. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, you're right. I mean, people get way too sensitive because they don't like, you know, it seems like they want everybody to like you. And that just doesn't happen. That'll never happen. That's why I speak how I speak, and don't give a damn if you like me or not. You know, if you keep coming back and you keep getting offended by me, then maybe that's a you problem.
Yeah, that's a personal problem, man. I'm still gonna be who I am, whether you're in the chat or here or not. Like, it don't matter. It is what it is.
Can't nobody say I'm not me. You know what I mean? Like, so like there was a one time where people were trying to make an insinuation because you know, I don't get out here and I don't say the N-word or whatever, you know, on you know, doing this, because listen, there's not only just a certain group of people that listens to us. You know, there's a huge demographic that, and not everybody wants to hear all that shit, right? Like, so I don't do it. But like, if I'm talking to my homies or something like that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's no different than how you operate at work. You know, you wasn't at the game store when the first time that you was up, when somebody wanted to get a game and you over here like, yo, man, you want this? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, that's not how you operate in the world. There's some people that feel like you should, but that's just not how that works. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And so, you know, I feel bad for people that has to leave because they feel that, you know, people don't want to hear it. And I'm seeing somebody in the comments said that it was over the Final Fantasy numbers. Tough shit. You know, if you want me to get started on it, I definitely will.
I think we're all set on that one.
Okay. All right. Just saying. But
so I like to follow Hip Hop Gamer, and shout out to John TJ because he said something that's going to lead into this next little topic. I like following Hip Hop Gamer because I know I do too. That bro is really means what he says. Mm-hmm.
He does.
Right. And he's not out here capping. He ain't BSing. when he says that something is going to be something, it usually kind of becomes that at some point or trends towards that direction that he was alluding to. So one of the tweets that I've seen him put out today is right here. It says, this is going to be crazy June this year.
Mhm.
I got confirmation new hardware is coming and it's fire. The sickest games you're going to see soon is Black Myth Wukong.
Woo! Can't wait.
Phantom Blade, which I remember seeing that at the PlayStation
Mhm.
showcase last year and being like, that game ain't real.
Mhm.
And then he says Gears 6 with the emphasis saying, yo, Gears of War 6 is ridiculous. And he says more games to come, even some cozy games is looking crazy, dog. Also, there's a reason why AMD is going crazy with them AI chips. Get ready for the Pro. Game preservation is crazy for PlayStation and Xbox.
Interesting.
That's an interesting thing to kind of
Yeah.
think about. Like, he didn't specifically say anything, but he definitely alluded to a lot of interesting changes. Shout out to John TJ with the $5 super chat that says, I hope we see Gear 6 ABK backwards compatibility for Game Pass, COD Gulf War, State of Decay 3 on June 9th. So you see how those two kind of went together?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Perfect timing, John TJ, on that one. Perfect
Indeed.
timing.
Indeed.
But yeah, I want to ask you real quick. Specifically, let's talk about first party Xbox first. All right.
Yep.
Gear 6, K Mega. Where do you see them going in the sense of like linear versus open world? And then also, where do you think the story kind of leads, if in your opinion, after playing like a Gears 5, Busters, yada yada? I have my own thoughts, but I want you to go ahead and go first.
I dug the Gears 5 open world linear thing. Because I've seen some people that said that they wasn't a fan of it, but then yet they praised God of War because God of War was the same kind of way. So that doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, no, I dug it because one of the best scenes in Gears 5 to me was the sand stage. Like, that was incredible. And then fighting that big ass boss and just that whole slide, the surfing thing that you was doing on the sand and all that. Like, I just dug all that. And of course the snow stage was really, really dope as well. And in that but that was kind of earlier in the game. But I hope that they kind of stick with that, because I don't want Gears to be linear like it was. I kind of want them to do what they were kind of set off to wanting to do, and I don't want Gears to be open world. I kind of want Gears to kind of be a hybrid. But the one thing that I do want Gears to do is what they showed in Hive Busters is to give us that crazy over the top action. If you still have not played Hive Busters and you're an Xbox gamer, you're doing yourself a disservice. Hive Busters it's short, but it is some of the best, most entertaining Gears that you can play, and one of the best looking games that you ever can lay your eyes on. There's a scene in Hive Busters that just blew my mind. It almost made me think of how like PlayStation does with their games, with the over the tops, like just kind of like you holy shit type moments, like with like Spider-Man or God of War or something like that, where in Gears Hive Busters that they was escaping, getting out of this cave after that whole crazy beautiful looking scenery. They jump out and then they're riding on lava on like some kind of whatever thing, elevator door or something. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, because there's all those like overpasses that you have to end up shooting at and whatnot. And and it's like a gear almost, because it like turns and
Right.
whatnot, and you have to
Yeah.
like maintain like focus. And stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
got to
It's
focus
tough.
on that, not to get
Lot
the
going
lava
on
to give
in
it.
this
Yeah,
scene.
it's a lot going on in that scene, and it's not only just breathtaking to look at, but it's just action packed, just insanity, right? Like wow. And at that point, I said this could be the time where Gears overtakes Halo. We still didn't know at that time about what Halo Infinite was going to be and how it was going to be received. And don't get it twisted. I love Halo Infinite, and Halo is what it's, but you know, my whole thoughts about Halo, but how they disrespect Halo 5 and now where they're going with this. And now it just seems like that, you know, it's kind of in no man's land right now. They got to get back. So Gears is now in a more solid position, in my opinion, than Halo is.
I just want to say real quick, Hive Busters is like, I don't even think this is an opinion. I feel like this is a fact. Like the way I feel about it, even though it's still an opinion, I feel like it's a fact. I personally think Hive Busters is one of the, if not the best DLC of all time.
Man, it's up there. There's no question. It's up there.
I mean, tell me. I mean, I'd love for the chat to tell me some better DLCs that they've played than Hive Busters, because Hive Busters felt like it could have been a standalone, although it was really short.
Right. Well, I would say The Witcher's DLCs were excellent. We'll see what Elden Ring's DLC will be. But yeah, there's no question it's up there with those DLCs. In my opinion.
Elden Ring's gonna be a monster, because that's supposed to be like a whole. I think it's supposed to like open up more of the map and be like a whole nother storyline or something like that. So Elden Ring's probably gonna, you know, be in that top 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they launched and it was just like disgusting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was out of pocket good.
Right. No question. You should read what Drawn T is saying. I don't agree. I agree to an extent, but not fully.
Okay, he says Gear 6 needs to go back to the name Gears of War and needs to be extremely dark and gritty and gory.
Yeah.
I think the same should happen with the next Halo.
Now,
I would like to see a Halo.
I would like to see. That's why I liked Halo Wars 2 so much, because it was gritty, it was raw. Atriox gave this impression of like, yo, Halo's about to go into a deep, dark, crazy,
like some thugs, huh?
What? Yeah, and because of how Atriox is, the Banished themselves, and the finishing of Halo 5 just kind of meant like shit's about to get really bad. But anyway, I'm not going to get into Halo. I'm just not. But Gears 5 was gritty and dark. Now, Hive Busters was not as dark and gritty, but it was, to me, what Coalition did with Hive Busters was to let you know this is Unreal Engine 4. This isn't Unreal Engine 5. This is just to let you see what we can do with Unreal. Gear 6 is going to have Unreal Engine 5. And if we got anything close to what we did with Hive Busters on Unreal Engine 5, Jesus, I agree with Hip Hop Gamer, like you said. I respect the hell out of Hip Hop Gamer. I think that he needs a lot more support than what he gets, because the man busts his ass. He works hard. Regardless if he's a PlayStation dude or not, he still just has love for gaming, and that's what I that's what I respect about.
Yeah,
bro.
Absolutely.
So it's not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's gonna throw his little PlayStation love out there. That is what it is. It's no different than us than when we praise Xbox a little bit more than PlayStation on occasions. But yeah, no,
hey man, it's just like like I said, I'm a Broncos fan, bro. It's like in Kansas City, she's got the Mahomes, man. I still gotta watch him. I'm like, yo, that's hot.
Yeah. No,
that dude can ball.
He can ball, right? There ain't nothing you can say. Like, man, there's nothing you can say about Mahomes, right? But that's the thing with me is Gears, and then the situation with Gears 5 and how some people were kind of in this was in flux, right? Like how are they going to play this out? I mean, they've had a good amount of time to get it played out. I don't doubt the coalition. I mean, there were people that were trying to doubt the coalition when they came out with Gears 4, but that was just setting up for everything that they did for Gears 5. Gears 4 was still one of the most beautiful games that ever came out. You may not like the story as much, but it still wasn't a bad game whatsoever. Not at all. And Gears 5 just took off from that really good, adding a new generation, a new element. And it kind of started this whole new wave of where people are having these over opinions about female characters coming into games and all this other stuff, because I thought Kate is badass, and her tie-in into it's not like they just threw a woman in just because they wanted to do that. She has a major tie-in into the game, because if you know who her grandmother is, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? So now we'll see what the dynamic with 5 is, with what the choices that you make and how that will reflect on what you do with that, because they have to address that. Because if they just come out with the game and they don't address how that's all going to intertwine to where it works out for everybody, then yeah, that will be a definite fail. But the coalition has been doing this for too long, and they're too smart to just come out and just kind of throw it in and just say, we'll just forget how that ending went on Gears 5. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man. And you said you started off with that with the Xbox side of it. That's my feelings.
Dell end up dying technically?
I had JD. I had JD die.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for the canon, didn't they go with Dell?
No, that from my understanding, it was your choice of what you wanted to do. Because I did both. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt bad for Marcus, because I'm like, damn, not only lost Dom, but he lost his son. That's crazy. But I mean, I don't think it was canon, but I mean, it could have been. But from my understanding, for what the developer said, is that your choice is what will dictate what 6 will be. So I mean, if somebody will look that up and say something, then that's fine. But Gears 5 was dark. Take this call real quick. Okay, yeah, Gears 5 to me was dark. I think that maybe some people may think that it's not dark enough because there was a open world like aspect of it, but it was still gory. I mean, it was beautiful gory. You know what I mean? I guess what some people are trying to go back to is, I guess, to Gears 1. And it might get that gory because, I mean, obviously one of these guys are gone. And my theory is that they're not technically gone. They're just going to be a bad guy for a certain period of time. Or it could be a crazy dynamic to where they're like a main henchman for old girl's grandmother, for Kate's grandmother. So who knows? I don't know what they're going to do to it. I'm excited about it, but there shouldn't be nobody worrying about the story to that aspect tonight, because the gameplay and the game is going to be there. The multiplayer, I also hope the multiplayer sticks to being a little bit more lenient for people who aren't really big on playing Gears when you go in, because I've never been a big Gears online player. I've always preferred Halo over Gears, but I will play. But I thought the accessibility to get started in it with that one with the new mode that they added, where a lot of people like to use the Lancers, and you come in and you just come, and that made me want to use the shotguns more once I played more of that. So I hope that they have that same type of access with the other ones. I think that some people get so enamored on wanting things to be just like it used to be and forget everybody else. Well, that's not how these games are going to grow. Because if you try to bring it back to the roots of what the multiplayer was from Gears 1 and 2, then people are going to say, fuck this. I'm going to get shotgunned by a bunch of people bouncing off the walls and boom, 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 boom. They'll be gone. So you want to have more access to people that's for like me or others that doesn't play it, that hasn't played the Gears online at all, to jump in. And of course, all the other little, like the co-op games, all that stuff, like for what they were introducing in Hive Busters and all that stuff, like, man, really, really dope. I hope that they bring all that as well.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch up a little bit with the chat
Okay.
because I asked that question just a little bit ago about like what other DLCs are like better, right? Or as good, or yada yada. Sergeant Sentinel Gaming says the Arrival was better. He says also
The
so
Arrival,
was Undead.
where did
Undead.
Arrival come from? What game was that?
I don't know.
Tell us what game The Arrival comes from, because I mean I might have played it, but I don't know what that is. What that DLC is from.
He also said Undead Nightmare, so that's obviously Red Dead.
Yeah, that's Red Dead. Yeah, that was good.
Phantom Liberty, which is Cyberpunk.
I haven't even started that yet.
Yeah, me neither. Sergeant Sentinel also says, and episodes of Liberty City. Shout out to Drawn TJ. He says, everybody hit the like button, please do. Ray Chi comes out with some disrespect, and he says Tears of the Kingdom is awesome DLC.
Disrespect.
No, right? Jeremy Brown comes through and says GTA 4 DLC was nice.
Okay. That's what it was called. The Arrival. Okay. Of the Flood. Yes, he's right. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know what that was called. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, from Halo Wars 2. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't play Halo.
Yeah,
Wars.
that was the start of the Flood. Yeah, bro. Nuts.
Jeremy Brown also says, I'm not a fan of The Witcher 3, but the content is nice.
Yeah. No. All that.
He also said Hive Busters was nice, and then he says Sword Art Online, the gun themed one DLC, were nice.
Okay.
Shout out to Venomous Viper. He has a 3-month membership chat, but also shout out to him for he just got that like epidural or like steroid shot or whatnot. So. Rest on, brother. Get yourself feeling right.
Get feeling better.
So K-Meg can beat your ass on GRG this Friday. He's gonna beat you over the head with something. But anyways, he says Gear 6 should be next gen for the 4K 120. That's interesting. I'm at least expecting that probably for the multiplayer. I'd be surprised if they didn't try to go 120 with the multiplayer. They did with the last one.
Yeah.
But then again, this is Unreal Engine 5 that we're talking about, which is very taxing. So we'll just have to wait and see. But
I think it'll be 60.
The coalition would be the crew. Right?
Yeah,
if they
can't
do
60.
it, then I ain't expecting nobody else to be able to do it.
Right. I expect 60. I expect they'll hit the 60. And then when the new Xbox comes, then you'll get the 4K 120s. I just think it, and just like with Hellblade, like with Hellblade and all that stuff, where people are complaining and upset about like the 30 frames per second and all that other stuff. Like, man, just if you're that adamant about it, then just wait until the new Xbox comes, because they'll have an enhanced mode, and then you'll get you 60 frames per second. But
no doubt. And then Jonathan TJ with the $10 super chat. Appreciate it, brother. He says, look, I'm not saying both games aren't good. They are amazing. I just want darker and gritty for both. They both are your two main franchises, need to slap you in the face. Yeah, he's just saying that the franchise needs to slap you in the face. It does.
I didn't have no problem with Gears 5.
I agree with that. On the should be more gritty. And here's why I kind of agree with him saying that Halo and Gears need to be a little bit more gritty than maybe they were in their last in their last sequels or something like that. Here's what I think personally. If you realize like just society nowadays, right? And I mean, we see it with the new Fallout TV show. we also see it with, games like The Last of Us and stuff like that. And, TV shows like American Horror Story and other wild stuff that's just out. Like, people just like fucked up shit.
Right.
People like shit that's completely wild. Saw type movies and stuff like that are. I mean, I remember when Saw got popular, and I was just like, people like this shit. Like, this shit is nasty.
Yeah, Saw was wild, bro. I love it.
Yeah, right. Like,
yeah.
So I'm sitting there thinking, like, if people are really loving that type of shit, like, and I understand you want to be family this and family that, but what's up with the families watching Fallout and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like people, like, younger demographics are watching much more mature stuff than they used to back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the accessibility of it. You can't even keep them away from it. Damn near. You can try, but then, like, I don't know, then they gonna learn something from their friends, and I'd rather them learn it under my household than under somebody's other leadership. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be there to describe it for them, other than, my child goes over to somebody else's house and then they watch something fucked up and then they come home fucking freaking out and shit like that, asking questions, asking if shit's real or whatever. So, with that being said, I'm just thinking maybe it'd be in their best, and I'm speaking more or less as like a business. Maybe it'd be more or less in their best interest to maybe lean a little darker with stuff. Like, even Viper said this was last Friday. Yo, the Halo series does have some gruesomeness.
Yeah.
He reminded me about the kid that dies at the beginning, which I completely forgot about. Right?
Yeah.
And there are more gruesome moments. Maybe they should bring that out in the actual game, because the game isn't like that. Right.
No, I agree. Now, I will agree with you about Halo. Halo needs to, because, like I said, Halo Wars 2 was way more grittier and harder than most of the Halo games itself. And I like that. And I want that in Halo. I want Halo to be, it gave you a sense of like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And then, of course, they didn't do that. It just made it a one-man army bullshit, as they do. And I hate it, because you're to me, you make one of the best villains ever in gaming, in my opinion. One of the best, no doubt in my mind, in Atriox. And then you just say, well, just one dude is gonna just foil every damn thing. No, you need all hands on deck, because everybody is that damn strong. Like, I love the boss battles in Halo Infinite, and the Escharum was absolutely good old bad boy warrior, and gave you the suppression when you was reading all the stuff that, hell, Escharum probably would have gave Chief all he wanted, if not whooped his ass if he was young. Gotcha. But that still didn't give that feeling in Halo Infinite as though like I would like to see. So yeah, I would like Halo to get a lot darker, because the Flood makes things, because the Flood is terrifying. Think about that. Yeah. The Flood is terrifying. Make that shit scary. Yeah, that shit gets you. It turns you into, man, hell no. But Halo definitely has to do that. Gears,
makes you run when you don't wanna.
Right. And so Gears, I'm seeing like Gears need to go back to Gears 1. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you want Gears to be is a scary game. Like, you trying to make it, like I seen somebody say, survival horror. Like, yes. When I was playing Gears 1 through 3, you felt like, I always felt, and even with Gears 4 and 5, I'm like, yo, I do not want to be in this world. This shit is fucked. God damn, I don't want to be a part of this world. But I didn't think that 5 was not dark. I thought 5 was dark. It just was more, it seems like people wants to be into a dungeon or a cave all the goddamn time. Like, no, I want to be out and about. I want to see the world and everything else of what it's got to show. So I don't know what people's dark level is and what they mean by that. But I do get, I understand when they say 1 was terrifying, and it's in a sense, because you're like, yo, these things look horrible. What are these big ass spider things? This goddamn, General Rom. Yo, this shit is, I don't want to be here. Get me out of this place. So if they talking about want to get to that level of fear, I get it. But, I thought the way that they kind of gave everybody that damn, what the hell moment is when you had to choose. I thought that type of stuff is really compelling and different and I feel like what Xbox games need. So I don't know, man. Like, levels are dark, Gears. I think Gears is dark enough. I don't know how much more you want Gears to how you want Gears to get darker, but Halo definitely needs to get darker.
All right. Jeremy Brown also said God of War Ragnarok DLC was nice. Far Cry 5 New Dawn was nice. Ray Chi says the next Horizon needs to be an RPG racer with the help of Obsidian writing. I think that would be something interesting. I don't know what that would turn out to look like.
No. Forza Horizon is good the way it is.
Jeremy Brown says Forza Horizon needs to be in Japan. That's the main thing it needs. Then it's whatever. And then let's see. Jeremy Brown also said Shadow of War DLC was nice. Let's see.
Yeah, Shadow of War DLC was excellent. It was damn good.
NBA 2K alum are good DLC. Sir X-Man says Aftermath, Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, that was dope.
I haven't played that. I just yesterday, and I forgot to even mention this. I just yesterday beat Mortal Kombat 11 thanks to Yobi.
11 or 1.
Because I was playing Mortal Kombat 1, and he's like, "Oh, you need to figure out how they even."
Oh, so you didn't play?
They even restarted everything.
Oh, yeah. Aftermath will definitely explain how all that happened. Yeah,
and it makes a lot more sense to me now. I just beat 11. And I'm just like, oh, Raiden just gave it up, right?
Yeah. Chronica was a bad motherfucker too.
Yeah,
she was tough.
Yeah, she was tough. I did not enjoy that last fight.
Yeah, she was a problem.
Because I mean, I didn't play it on hard or anything. I played it on just regular. I played it on medium because that's what I play most games on. And she was still tough on medium. It's just like, because you have pretty much 2 fights in her fight, right? You have like her that you're fighting, and then halfway of her health going down, like a random fight comes in, right? And then you and then after you beat that, then the rest of her you have to defeat, and you have to do that twice.
Right.
And it was just kind of a pain in the ass, because if you lose, then she becomes an ultra demon in the second part.
Yeah,
and it really sucks. So you just have to you got to beat her the first time.
You got to beat her the first time, so you can have to deal with her.
Unless you got it like that, you got to beat her the first.
Yeah. No, it took me a couple of times to knock her ass out. I was like,
I didn't have it like that, so I had to beat her the first round.
Oh man, yeah. So I'm reading what
my cheeks the second time, baby. God damn, it was not okay.
I'm reading what Jason is saying. He's saying the story needs more weight for both franchises. The stakes need to be higher. You know what? Like I said, I don't know what some of you guys are, where you're at. Halo, I agree, but they set it up with what they did with Halo 5 and what they did with Halo Wars 2 to where it was like that. And if you have not, and if you know what I'm saying, it's like I said, like, get over the fact that you don't like the Chief didn't have the star power in Halo 5, and play that story and go through it again. And then go and play Halo Wars 2, and you will get that feeling like, yeah, the weight of Halo is in humanity is in trouble. Because not only the Covenant is still there, but you got this shit called the Banish, and now then you play the DLC, which is the rival. I forgot that it was called that. You got the Flood back. Oh my God, and they taking over the Banish, bruh. It's getting stupid. And then you got the Guardians. You got Cortana that's acting a goddamn fool. They, to me, did a disservice to where they were going with Halo 5. I mean, with Halo, with this popcorn bullshit that they did with Halo Infinite. And like I said, I love Halo Infinite for what it is. But they went back to something because they listened to a certain demographic of people that wasn't going to stick with Halo anyway. They were going to just stick with the Halos 1 through 3. They hate 4 and beyond because it's not Bungie. And everybody knows now Bungie is not all what they were cracked up to be. So regardless, whatever. But Gears is dark. Gears is a problem. Now I do want if you want them to get to the dark levels of 1, cool. But I also want what I got from Hive Busters. I also want what they did with the creativity, what they did with Gears 5. And so you got to have, at least if you want to try to blend that, you got to have a highs and the highs and lows. It can't be an all intense, because if you got a game like that, then that game ain't going to be very long. That story mode is not going to be very long. And so then you'll got people that'll bitch about that. Well, I wanted Gears because that game's going to be $70 right off the gate. There's no question. And, it's going to have, DLC pass or whatever. And what all that. So I don't know. I don't want a scary game. I want Gears to be dark and gritty like it is, but I also want them to innovate with it, to make it to where it's in and out. Like you got this moment of intensity, and then you kind of get a chill, and then it gets back to the intense moments, and then it gets back and gets chill. I don't want just all this. I don't know. To me, that's just kind of bland, boring type of shit. That's why I'm not into the Resident Evils like that anymore. So
I feel you.
Yeah.
Venomous Viper did say, and I had to shout him out for this, and then I got to hit these super chats and keep it pushing because I only got about 15 minutes left before I got to go. I got to take my daughter to the doctor. She stayed home from school today because she is sick. But he said I did get a chance to see Ark animated series. Now I can get into it because there's a damn story. I feel you, brother.
He said that in what?
The Ark series.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That you could finally get into it because there's a damn story. Because if you play the video game, it's just like just kind of drops you. And
it does. Just drop
you know how it is. You played a little bit of it before, so it doesn't really tell you a whole lot of what the hell is going on. Just kind of drops you on an island.
Yeah.
But anyways, Drawn TJ with the $2 super chat. He says they used to cuss in Gears. Now it's 2 PC.
What are you talking about? They cuss in Gears 5. Go back and because remember Marcus told old dude to shut the fuck up. You all remember that part? Like he says, man, shut the fuck up. Marcus was pissed. He was pissed. Blonde-headed dude. No, it was the scientist. They were all talking about something because JD went out. JD was on his bullshit, and he went to go do the shit himself, trying to prove himself. And because of the fuck ups that he did, and then they cussed in that game. What are y'all playing, man? Was y'all playing the game? I wonder, was these people playing this game, playing the game with in a chat, in the Xbox chat, and then I don't know. Go back and play it. There was cussing in that game.
And then he said, and then $2 super chat as well from Drawn TJ. Shout out to the brother. He says, dark plot. They need to find a balance. So hopefully you get what you want, Drawn TJ. K Mega over here fighting for Gears. They already dark enough, but we'll just have to wait until.
No, they need to find a balance. Yeah.
We'll just need to wait until June 7th and see what they got cooking. If they even decide to show anything, because that's still a rumor as of right now. Shout out to Sean T in the chat coming through. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. We got this last topic that we need to talk about, and then I need to get the hell up out of here so I can go help out my daughter. I know you're gonna have a field day with this, K Mega. I'm just gonna tell you to relax right now before we even start the article. All right, just take a seat. Maybe
drink this water.
Just sit back, relax. Don't get too passionate. But here's what we got right here. So VGC, the Video Game Chronicle, has a stop it. The Video Game Chronicle has a has an article posted by Tom Ivan that says Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is underperforming sales-wise, and analyst claims the game has reportedly sold about half of what Remake did in the same time frame, and it goes on to say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is reportedly underperforming commercially. That's according to Daniel Ahmad, a director of research and insights at Nico Partners, who said the PS5 game has been faring worse than its predecessor following its release in February. Rebirth is underperforming sales-wise, he said on X. It's selling about half of what Remake sold in the same time frame and looks like it'll have a weaker tail prior to any PS Plus like release. Ahmed added, Final Fantasy VII Remake was released for PS4 in April 2020 when the console had an install base of over 100 million units. Shipments of the game topped 3.5 million in the first 3 days, according to publisher Square Enix, which hasn't announced Rebirth sales data. You asshole. In comparison, Rebirth was released a few months ago after PS5 hit 50 million sales last week. Market research firm Imperial Analysis said Rebirth peaked at 2.21 million daily active users, including demo players at launch. Square Enix recently gave fans an update on the status of the third and final part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. In the company's Final Fantasy Remake Ultimania or whatever it's called, book, Rebirth creative director Tetsuya Nomura said the third game's main story has already been complete and that he thinks voice recording could start in the near future. So, K-Mega, what you got to say about this, brother? So, I mean, I'm going to be a goddamn. So let me fall back real quick. Let me give you 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm just going to let you cook. Go ahead.
Man.
Get the boy.
I see my boy Viper says he feel validated since he was saying this Friday. Bro, I've been saying this for years. Square Enix made up. Look, they chased the bag. Everything, they made a calculated decision and it has failed them miserably. I hope that other publishers will start understanding, and this might sound harsh, but this is the reality. If you tend to make your games exclusive on PlayStation, your franchise will die. It is. Listen, Final Fantasy. We was just talking about Halo, right? And where Halo is at. It's in an influx, right? Hey, but at least we know that there will be another Halo, and they will make sure that they'll try to correct the problems that they have done with Halo Infinite, right? Final Fantasy is in a bad spot. Like, I mean, there will be people that will tell you it's doing fine. It sold 3.5. Listen, just 4 or 5 years ago, I mean, you could go back and you could talk about when Xbox gamers was talking about when Quantum Break and when Rise and Sunset Overdrive was at 2.5 million and all of that 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. Oh, those numbers are trash. Look at those numbers. You got to hit 6 million plus. Look at Horizon Zero Dawn. It's at 8 million, 10 million. Look, God of War is hitting toward 13 million. Now, how the mighty has fallen when you look and you see Final Fantasy, the king of JRPGs, or once king of JRPGs, has turned themselves into to this level. And what makes it even worse is that it has been overthrown by a niche JRPG that at the time when it first started getting recognized by gamers on the PlayStation, which this game has been on the PlayStation since PlayStation 1, Persona, that game at the time the disparity of where Final Fantasy as a franchise was at like 130 to 170 million copies sold to a franchise that's Persona that was at 8 million when Persona 5 first dropped. 8 million at 8 million lifetime. To look and see where Persona is now as a traditional JRPG, it is no question it is overtaken Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is now a shell of itself. And it's all because they got desperate and thought that they was going to win by going and staying exclusive on PlayStation because PlayStation sells all them damn consoles. That franchise it's going to be hard for them to recover unless they make the decision. I mean, Phil Spencer was there with them. I think we all kind of understand that this is they're going to go back to being a multiplat. But it tells you something right now. Capcom said, "Oh no, Sony, one time is a charm." With Street Fighter, Sony did the cooking, like, hey man, we got you, we gonna pay for this, we gonna pay for that, but instead of you adding a story into the game, make sure you take care of Evo that we just purchased, and you make sure you get the online gameplay correct.
Man,
go ahead.
So I agree with two things that I'm seeing being written in the chat right now.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure there's more that I could agree with, but there's two things in particular that I want to point out, and one of them's on the screen right now. Mr. Joanna Dark said, "I think Square has forgotten what made Final Fantasy special. Instead, they think it's about CGI and QTEs. Final Fantasy is about great stories and characters." And I can tell you right now, I don't remember really any of the like CGI moments in Persona or any of that stuff. But I can tell you what, I remember my dog.
Mhm.
I remember Joker. I remember all the I remember those dope characters, Ryuji and and all those phenomenal
Morgana
cast
and
they had, and the crazy stories that went with it.
Right.
And that's why Persona's hot right now. It's because of that kind of stuff and the interactions that you could have, and maybe it's partially because they really went away from turn base and some of the story beats that it felt like you were more a part of than kind of watching.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the big thing that I wanted to say that I really agreed was two things that that Jason Portillo said in the chat. He said, making a huge franchise like this exclusive is so stupid.
Yeah, it was really stupid.
Really is.
Yeah.
And then he also went to say, LOL, market share doesn't equal sales.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, they cooked the Sony finessed the hell out of Square Enix in order for them to sell more consoles. And the sad part about it, the PlayStation gamers did not support the Final Fantasy franchise. And just think if us Xbox and Nintendo and PC gamers could have played Final Fantasy VII Remake day one together, especially for us who a lot of us started on JRPGs because of Final Fantasy VII. I mean, mine goes a little bit further back, but not too much further. But I know how it felt to play Final Fantasy VII back in the 90s.
Jason said this is why exclusives are going away.
Well, and you know what? That he is right.
Numbers like this, yes.
Yeah. This is what it is, and this is why people gotta get used to this new reality that's coming.
Shout out to Ray Chi. He said, Square Enix, I want Japanese games, not American games. Don't remove the charm that attracts weebs like me. I agree with them on that one. Because it's like, hey, y'all degree. Got y'all style. Stop trying to copy other, and that's
right.
That's the main thing I've been saying about Square Enix. Y'all used to be leaders,
right? That is
now
true.
Y'all are followers.
Yeah. Now, well, and I agree to a certain extent because this is the thing. It's cringeworthy because they do add their, like with the Final Fantasy games, they do add their Japanese like storytelling, but then they blend in to try to attract the West, and it seems odd. It doesn't work as well. So that's why I'm saying, like, to a certain extent, I get what Richie is saying.
Look at Capcom.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, stick to what you know. But once they, like I said, the perfect balance was Final Fantasy 15, regardless of what you felt about the game, but the perfect balance of combat was Final Fantasy 15. And if you wanted to make it more accessible like that, that's fine. And then what you could have done is kept Final Fantasy like turn-based. See, the media did that. The media didn't want to do turn-based. They thought turn-based was dead, and it wasn't, and it was over with for turn-based. So they tried to force and what they did is that they cooked Final Fantasy because they was listening to these yahoos out here that don't really play these games to this degree, and so they tried to go with this action, trying to be like that. All you had to do is start a new franchise like you did with Forspoken or Final Fantasy 16. Don't call it Final Fantasy 16. Call it something else. And then add that type of style to it. And then what you would have is for the people who don't want to play old traditional turn-based games, they would play the Final Fantasy, the whatever that, you know, Final Fantasy 16 should be called. But when you call it Final Fantasy 16, and then you got Final Fantasy Remake 7, the 7 Remake, and then you got Final Fantasy Rebirth, and you got it's confusing, and people are like, yo, and then you're pumping these bitches out. Like,
you can easily say from the makers of Final Fantasy,
right?
Bring you this. Kind of like what Atlas just did with that, like Fantasio or whatever that new game is, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember. It's a crazy name. But but
metaphor.
Metaphor. Mm-hmm. They pretty much said, "Yo, from the makers that brought you Persona." They didn't say Persona 3 or Persona 7 remix.
Right.
Like some sort of weird thing to try to catch people off guard. But try to attract the same type of people to a totally different type of experience. Weird.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like what Eastside is saying, because that was what I was exactly about to say. The same thing. Imagine Square Enix thinking no one wants turn-based, and then like a dragon drops, but like Persona drops and takes off, and it is traditional. Like it the one thing, because when I made a video when I was talking about what Final Fantasy is the king of JRPGs, and Persona is not. It's niche. Like the Persona, the people that the Persona fans didn't get the point and didn't understand what the word niche means, but whatever, that's fine. What I was saying is that if you know Final Fantasy is such a juggernaut, it's going to be very hard to overtake that, especially Persona being exclusive and not coming over to the Xbox. That was my whole point, was talking about the media and how the media was over here having people review Persona. I mean, it was Final Fantasy or Persona. I can't remember which one. And then the reviewer was saying, oh my God, like I was just told to work on these, to review this game. I don't even like those type of games. What the fuck are you reviewing those type of games for? And then when you play it, you're saying, well, I didn't really understand it too much, but I still gave it an 8 out of 5. What? That's when I knew that the review shit was cooked. I posted that shit in that video. So anyway, but I got all this hate because they were trying to think that I was dogging out Persona. No, I was just saying that it's niche, and that if in order for those type of games to grow, it needs to be everywhere.
No doubt.
And now what you see,
I hate to cut us short.
Oh no, you gotta go. Okay.
Got to move. So let everybody know where they can find you, brother. I'm sorry, you guys.
No. That's fine. I gotta get moving. All right, man. You can catch me on. I'm going to be doing another fight night here tomorrow night. So hopefully I could get Yobi and other people. We're going to be playing Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 6, and probably some Killer Instinct or whatever. And if Ham Solo tries to jump in, I might just say, "Hey, man, what's up on some Tekken?" I seen that he was on some kind of session or something like that.
Nobody didn't hit
K-Mag up for that session. I don't know why.
Oh, now, sucker. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Good deal. So tomorrow night we'll be doing fight night. Hopefully Yobi and them could come through. Sir X-Man. Also, we'll be doing finally a My Thoughts video here this week. And we'll be just streaming Saturday with the Don, and man, we'll see. I don't know if we'll be doing Devin the Gamer. We'll try to see if we can get that popping. If not, then whatever. But GRG will be this Friday, so come and check us out, man, and support my brother Ham Solo. Give him some likes, you know what I'm saying? Give him some subs and all that other stuff, man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it. But y'all know where you can find me. You can find me here, but also I'll be on Matt Likes Games channel on Wednesday and K Mega's channel on Fridays for GRG. But y'all know what it is. It's your boy Ham Solo from TSWS Gaming, letting you know to keep it gaming, keep it moving. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
That man standing ready to go.
Go.